I'm author Emily A. Weedon with Hemo Sapiens, my new novel, out from Dundurn Press this fall. A twisting series of events draws hapless detective and father-to-be Luke Stockton into a grim investigation, melding mystery, thriller, and horror genre. Hemo Sapiens is a dark literary horror fueled by feminist fatales, racy eroticism, and an anthropological rethink on the vampire myth. Channeling The Hunger, The Silence of the Lambs, and Rosemary's Baby, it's a smart thriller set in a sleek, worldly modern Toronto and has anything but the usual stakes. Here's a little bite. She'd lain in the long, shallow dent of a hotel mattress in Toledo, a different motel from the one before, zigzagging her movements across the state. She knew she was coloring outside all the lines she'd ever been taught to respect. It was lonelier than she expected, but it also felt as though a noose had slackened against her neck. A blade of light cut across her knees. She woke with a feeling of well-being, noticing that warmth. And then, with a sharp intake of breath, she was suddenly awake and acutely aware of how fetid the air was. Foul cigarette stench clung to every divot of the coverlet, the sheets, the walls, along every fiber on the lampshade, and into every dent of the cinder block walls. She wanted to vomit, not because of the life she carried, instead to protect it. She could feel herself folding around it, already curled inwards like petals. Here was that loneliness again. This was something she wanted to talk about with someone, a wise someone. Should she be able to feel this life already? Was that normal for her kind? She guided a pointed toe down through the cling of brand new tights and relished the grip of synthetics as they clad her. She felt strong. She felt the life, also strong. And then she sat down for a moment, stabbed in the belly with grief and guilt and realization, because she also felt him, diluted within, but unmistakably him. And she was thankful for it, though sick with the consequence of everything that had passed under her hands. He was bonded to her now. It meant he would never again lie to her over a phone, across a starched linen tablecloth. He would never again push against her, his jaw sharp against her shoulder blade. He would never again call her bae. And yet life. He would be within her, as long as this life was. The hugeness of it was almost intolerable. For a moment she thought she was so sensitive that she could feel the grinding of the very earth on its axis, the low, deep rumble of the planets and the stars, particles of light stranded through her, connecting her to every moment of creation and destruction through time impenetrable to now and on to inexperienced future time impenetrable. She was the axis. She was hungry. Not hungry in her stomach. There was no peevish flip and gurgle of digestive chemicals making the glistening stomach wall heave. No, there was no sense of faintness and ebbing sugar. It was mechanical. No, animal. Obligate. It was a river, a geyser of hunger. She balled up stockings and lingerie and tied them into a white plastic bag along with her Prada dress and a Miu Miu blazer, and dropped them into a wastebasket. Refuse from her cheese and biscuits she threw on top, along with the dregs of a strong coffee, to deter nosy cleaning staff. The hunger propelled her from the room, on her heel, down the walk, out from under the overhang into a cascade of warm sunlight, into the rental car, and up the highway, north. She could master the urge, wait to slake it. Until she was back across the border and back into darkness, she could wait. It didn't make her needy. It made her powerful. And the life, small and steady as a new candle, was the focus. She would use all that power for its sake.